Hello everyone. Bayern Munich is getting ready for the game against Darmstadt tomorrow. And then we have the last national break. So welcome to the press conference with our head coach Thomas Tuchel and you, obviously. So let's start with the questions. Talking about German national team, yesterday the announcement was made for the squad. Pavlovic will be there, Goretzka will be out. How do you rate this decision, and who is not going to be available for tomorrow? Well, we won't have the injured players available, which is Kingsley Coman, News, Bonassar.
Und das betrifft dann natürlich so als wirklich enge Stammspieler eigentlich nur noch Nuss
So
und Kingsley.
only News and Kingsley are out as far as our regulars are concerned. So we had, for the first time in the practice, that we had a full squad available with all first-team players the first time in the season, and that's why the quality is up in the games and in the practice as well, and you can realize that easily. We want to prove that tomorrow as well. The national team decisions is something we have to accept. That is Julian's job as a national team coach, and it doesn't help when I will make a press conference about it, because this is not our job. We support our players to the max, whether they are nominated or not. It was a really quick and a bit of a surprising nomination for Pablo, but that's the decision, and we push our players. Leon was disappointed. It's a very tough decision. The time to the European Championships is short, but we support him and push him. He had been playing really well, and you couldn't really tell in practice. He really practiced well. So the squad is together now on a high level, and Leon is part of it, and I expect him to play more and play well.
Manuel Neuer ist Papa geworden.
Manuel Neuer
kriegt er mal eine Pause irgendwie, oder ist das genau das
is a
Gegenteil
father now. You could think he'll get a break. No, the opposite. He already had 2 days off, so that should be enough. He'll be back today and be in goal tomorrow, which is very good. Mama is well, the kid is well, so the dad should be well as well, and he will arrive tomorrow and will play with us.
Herr Tuchel, Innenverteidiger-Pärchen, bleibt's bei Eric Dyer?
The central defense, will it stay with the Eric Dyer and Matthijs de Ligt? And what is the strength of those two? Well, they win games, they work out together, which enables them to continue this way. We didn't have midweek games, we didn't have too much of a workload. They really work out nicely with the fullbacks and the holding midfielders as well. So there's not real reason to make changes. There's obviously always a reason if you look at the quality of Minje and Upa, and see the way they practice. But still, the chances are good that those two will start, because they did a good job recently, and we won important games with them. Mr. Tuchel, we were talking about the nomination in the national team. Julian Nagelsmann made lots of decisions according to data. So to you as a coach, how important is it to evaluate players with data, or do you look at your gut feeling? Well, both. We use data as well and stats to sort of check ourselves in decisions, because you can be wrong sometimes when you evaluate a player, because sometimes you're actually seeing what you want to see. This is something we all know, but so that's why we check ourselves on that, but we don't only use
So, die Gefahr bei
data,
Daten besteht dann halt
because
auch,
the
dass
danger
wenn
with
sie
data is
dementsprechend,
always
was
that
dein Gefühl ist,
if
dann
they
vertraust du ihnen von Haus aus mehr, wenn sie plötzlich was ganz
support
anderes
your
sagen,
feeling,
ist es
then you
manchmal auch
trust
schwer,
them
sich
more.
drauf
If
einzulassen,
they say
weil
something
das
else,
dich
then
dann
it's sometimes a
selber
bit
auch
tough to get
ins Zweifel
involved
bringt oder dich selber
in the
hinterfragt,
data,
aber
because it
wir sind lang genug dabei,
gives you
die
doubt.
Datenflut ist enorm,
But
wir haben, glaube ich, jetzt ein ganz
we've been here
gutes
for a
System
long
entwickelt, auch
time
nicht
now,
zu
and we
viel,
have a pretty good
von
system
Daten zu
with
wechseln,
not
sondern bei Daten
too
dann auch zu bleiben, die
many
für uns relevant sind
datas and
und
stay on the
die wir dann
data
auch teilweise
which
dann
are
übersetzen und an
relevant.
die Spieler in unserer Sprache
And
weitergeben.
sometimes
Aber
we
wir machen das schon,
translate
aber man
them
darf
and
nicht unterschätzen,
give
das ist
them
auch
to the
der
players
Faktor
in a different
Erfahrung und
language.
Erfahrung und dann
But
in
the
der Folge der Erfahrung
factor
auch Intuition
experience and
dazugehören
intuition will
und
always be a
Gefühl
part of
für
the decision making and the
Verbindungen, ein Gefühl für eine
feeling for
Mannschaft, ein Gefühl für eine
connections
Situation
for the
wird
team, for a situation
immer auch Traineraufgabe
will
bleiben.
always be part
Da
of
hatten wir uns immer
the
auch
duty of a
vorgehalten, die
coach,
Themen so zu lösen,
and
aber
we
klar,
will
benutzen auf jeden Fall
work accordingly in the
solche
coaching
Sachen,
staff,
um
but we
uns da selber
definitely use data and stats
selber
in
auch
order to check
herauszufinden.
ourselves and to challenge ourselves.
Hallo Herr Tuchel, Sie haben gerade die mittlerweile deutlich entspanntere
You were
Verletzten-Situation
talking about
angesprochen.
the
Haben Sie
injury
Sorge, dass es nach der
situation,
Länderspielpause
which
wieder
is more
anders aussehen
relaxed.
könnte? Sind da
Do
schon
you fear
einige
that this
Spieler
could
unterwegs?
Ja, ich habe immer
change
Sorge
during
bei
the
der
national team break,
Länderspielpause.
because lots of
Das
players
ist
will be
natürlich
traveling?
die
Yeah, always
Verletzungssituation
worry
jetzt
during
immer klar,
these
das ist
national
das
team
erste Mal,
breaks,
glaube ich,
particularly with the
zwei Wochen
injury
in der Saison
situation, because
mit
now we have for the
19,
first
20
time
Spielern
2
auf dem Platz,
weeks
und zwar,
in a
also,
season
bei
where we
allem
had
Respekt, also
19
nicht mit
players
Spielern
on
und
the
nicht mit
practice pitch and
Spielern
not with
vom
youth
Campus,
team
sondern
players and
tatsächlich
not
mit
with players from the campus.
Lizenzspielern, und
With
das
due all
macht
respect, but
sofort
with
was mit der
first team
Gruppe.
players, and that
Das ist so ganz
changes the group
Und
immediately.
ja, diese
It's
Länderspielpause da im
very
März,
clear, and the
die ist nicht
national
ohne,
team
die
break
unterbricht
in
eigentlich
March
so,
is
vor allem
really
natürlich in
tough
Deutschland, wo du auch noch eine
because it
Winterpause hast,
disrupts,
unterbricht die eigentlich wieder deinen Rhythmus,
particularly in
den du
Germany,
gerade
where you
gefunden
have
hast.
the winter break.
Deshalb ist die nicht
It
ohne, aber
breaks your
sie ist, wie
rhythm,
sie
which you
ist. Sie
just
ist
have
zum ersten
found,
Mal. Wir müssen damit
but it's
umgehen,
not
müssen
for the first
klarkommen.
time. We have to
Ich
cope with
drücke
it,
die
and
Daumen, dass
we keep our
alle
fingers
nicht zu viel
crossed
spielen und vor allem
that
alle gesund
they
sind.
don't play too much and they come back healthy.
Stelle ich trotzdem meine Frage.
I still want to ask the
Nochmal
next
zurück zu Manuel Neuer.
question.
Hatte damals gegen
Back to
Darmstadt, das war
Manuel
ja auch sein
Neuer
Comeback,
against
seine
Darmstadt. He had his
Rückkehr.
comeback.
Jetzt erreicht er das nächste Ziel. Er wollte nochmal in die Nationalmannschaft.
Now
Das
he
kommt jetzt nächste
he
Woche. Jetzt kommt
wants
noch
to reach the
Vaterglück
next
dazu, also
level,
alles.
getting
Wie
back into
bewerten
the
Sie
national
das Ganze,
team.
was
He's
er
a
jetzt
father
in
now.
dieser Zeit
So how do you rate
Beinbruch,
his development
geschafft
after
hat? Und,
his
ist das etwas,
leg
was
injury
wirklich nur
and what he achieved? Is that something that
20,
only
30
one
Spielern
in
braucht,
20, one in 30 players
20.000
can make?
Spieler.
Well, one in 20,000 players maybe,
20 Millionen Spieler,
or
schätze ich.
20
Also
million
ich glaube, dass man
players,
das
I
nicht hoch genug bewerten kann.
assume. I think you can't
Ich
really
hatte
rate
ja
it highly
das
enough.
zweifelhafte Vergnügen, mit Manu über
I
seinen Unfall zu
had
sprechen.
the
Und das, was er da geschildert hat und die behandelnden Ärzte
experience
mir dann
when
noch,
Manu
geschildert
was
haben, hat uns schon,
talking to me about the
hat
injury
mich
and what
schon
he told me,
geschockt.
what the
Und,
doctors told me,
so
really
stabil zu
shocked
sein
me.
auf dem ganzen,
And to
auf dem
be
ganzen
that
Weg durch die Reha,
stable
dann
on
nochmal
his whole
Rückschläge zu
journey
haben,
through
dann
the
nochmal kleine-
rehabilitation
waren ja noch mal kleine
with small
Korrekturen, kleine
setbacks and
Operationen,
small operations along the
ganze-
way
die ganze
to
Schiene und Platten
adjust
und alles
things
Schrauben dann
and
noch mal zu
to
korrigieren, die
to
dann letztendlich auch den Durchbruch
adjust
gebracht
screws
haben. Also
and the
gebührt natürlich
metal
allen
plates and
behandelnden Ärzten,
everything.
allen-
So all
allen
the doctors
Erstversorgern dort
involved
beim
and
Unfall
all the
und dann den
first
behandelnden Ärzten,
aid
Physios und Reha-Trainern hier im Club.
helpers and the rehab workers here at the club. I really have to praise them on a- and respect them. But what Manu did is something you cannot rate highly enough. It's something that I don't say with tongue in cheek. It's really unique. To be clear as he was and to be open for the whole journey and to not lose confidence, but because he was more confident than I was 100%, because he wouldn't have made it otherwise, because I belong to the other 19,999 who wouldn't have made it, because it's absolutely top level and a big gift for us to experience him this way, and it's a big incentive for him. And once I realized that he was coming back on the pitch, I really knew that he would be back for the home European Championship, because his goalkeeping play, his anticipation, and everything is just unique and a league of his own. And so it was a question for me, could he really make it back on the pitch? Because if he made it, it was pretty clear that he would make it back to his limit again. And it's just a unique limit, obviously, but the journey back is absolutely mind-blowing. I assume he wouldn't like it if I talked about him the way I do, but it's really world-class in every aspect.
Leroy Sané wird nicht dabei sein bei
Leroy
Länderspielpause.
Sané will not be part of the national team break. How good will this break be for him? Well, good, but he has to deliver tomorrow, because otherwise he's not going to get a break. He has to practice every day. Well, we're not happy when Leroy gets a red card, which was out of frustration, because I prefer him playing because that helps him the most. I don't know exactly what breaks do to him. He doesn't want to have breaks. He doesn't take any breaks. He plays through pain, so we have to bridge that for him. He'll be staying here and practice here, and we'll have the chances to really take care of him. But, and that's a big but, he has to deliver tomorrow at 100%. That's our focus, and then we'll find a good program for him, so he'll be back against Dortmund as well.
Es folgt ja gleich die Champions League Auslosung. Wie verfolgen
Next
Sie die
up is the
Auslosung?
Champions
Gibt es für Sie
League
und den FC Bayern einen Wunsch oder
draw. How will you follow it, and what's your favorite opponent? Well, we want to continue on a free, but that's not going to happen. We are happy and proud to be in the pot. That was our expectation, my expectation, to be in the final 8 as a group, to have a good draw in the round of 16 with a home game in the second round. You saw that at the game with Arsenal, with Atletico, how important the home field advantage is for the second game, and we used it as well. We turned the result around. We deservedly are in the quarterfinals, in the top 8. Now we obviously need a bit of luck. The whole journey to the final will be drawn now. You need a bit of luck on your way to Wembley, and you need a bit of luck in the games as well. There are teams that maybe suit you a bit better than others. We don't have to talk about that openly, but it might only be my opinion as well. But everything is possible from now on. Every club in the quarterfinals has the same goal. They want to go to Wembley. We're going to watch it together now. But it's important that we make the press conference ahead of it, because it's a press conference for Darmstadt and not for our road to Wembley. And so we're going to watch it together with the staff as well. We're going to have the televisions on. Everybody's waiting for it. But still at 2 o'clock, we have the team talk, which is not going to be about an international game, but for Darmstadt. And we have to deliver tomorrow to stay close to our expectations. Talking about Darmstadt, when you have the team talk at 2 o'clock, what can you give the team? Because it's a classic game where Bayern Munich could be tumbling, because you have a completely different position, and Darmstadt has nothing to lose. Well, yeah, the situation is clear, but we're not going to stumble tomorrow. We have everything to lose. Darmstadt has everything to win and nothing to lose. but
ist die Aufgabe und das
that
machen
is
wir nicht
our
zum ersten
task,
Mal.
and
Und
we're
dass
not
die klare
doing it for the
Ansage wird das
first
auch sein an
time.
die Mannschaft, das weiß sie
And
auch schon.
it's going to be a
Sie hat auch,
clear
komplett so
message
trainiert,
for the
wie ich am
team,
Anfang
and the
gesagt
team
habe. Das
knows
liegt
it. They
natürlich auch daran,
have been
dass
practicing
die
exactly like we
Konkurrenzsituation
want them.
zunimmt,
It's also because
und,
we have
dass
more
jeder
players
spielen
available,
möchte und
more
dass
fight
jeder
for
am
the
Ende der
places.
Saison
Everybody
natürlich
wants
auch
to play,
auch
and
individuelle
everybody
Ziele hat, nicht
during
nur
the
im
end of the
Verein zu
season has
spielen, aber auch
individual goals as well,
Champions League zu
not
spielen,
only play
Nationalmannschaft
with
eingeladen zu
the
werden.
club, play in the
Das ist,
Champions League,
ganz
play in the
natürlich, dass
national
da so der
team,
Druck und
which
der
is
Zug
completely
einfach auch wieder
natural.
ganz natürlich zunimmt, das
And
spüren wir. Aber
so
ich bin
the
überzeugt
level
davon,
is
dass
up
wir mit der
a
richtigen
bit, and we
Einstellung
feel that,
morgen
but
dieses
I'm
Spiel
convinced that with the
Darmstadt
right
hat zuletzt
determination
gegen Leipzig,
we'll
verloren,
get
aber
into the
hatte
game.
auf
Darmstadt
dem Weg
lost
in
against
den Spiel
Leipzig,
viele,
but
viele
in
Möglichkeiten.
that
Also
game
wir
they had
werden heute,
lots
wir
of
werden wie immer das
chances.
vorbereiten in einer
But as
Offensivsitzung,
always, we're
in
going to
einer
prepare it
Defensivsitzung.
in an
Und
offensive
wir
and
werden
a
ganz klar
defensive
darauf
team talk.
drängen und auch den Anspruch an
And
uns haben, das mit der
we're
mit
gonna
der einzig
push the
richtigen
team
Herangehensweise,
that
zu
there is only
absolvieren.
one
Das
approach to
bedeutet
the game,
voll.
and
Wir müssen
that
alles
is
geben, wenn wir das Trikot
full.
anziehen am Spieltag,
100%. We
dann
have to
gibt's
give it
nur
all
100%.
with
Wir
our
haben vollen
jersey
Fokus.
on. It's only
Und
about
es,
100%
gibt nur
full
ein Ziel, das
focus
Spiel zu gewinnen.
and one
Das
goal,
ist
and that is to
ganz
win
klar.
the game, and that's
Danke,
clear.
Coach. Danke euch. Bis morgen.
Thank you very
Servus.
much, Coach. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.